Some people say that the most precious treasure of human civilization isn't the brilliance of science, nor is it the vast expanse of literature and art. So, what is it? Over the past 2,000 years, humanity has weathered countless upheavals and disasters, yet we've managed to achieve something that once seemed completely impossible: the taming of power. Think about it. Just as Isaac Newton single-handedly dragged humanity from the wilderness into the age of science, the taming of power marks our transition from barbarism to civilization. The moment power was finally put in its place, humanity, after crawling through the long dark tunnel of 3 million years of evolution, finally stood upright at the threshold of a new era. From that point on, individuals no longer had to live like they did in the primitive age, trapped in an endless cycle of dynasties rising and falling. We were no longer lost in a perpetual struggle, moving from violent oppression to violent resistance and back again. Man finally became man, with a capital M, when power is balanced by institutions and can no longer act on a whim, when conflicts between classes no longer demand bloody, mortal combat, when people stop worshipping the law of the jungle and start listening to their conscience only, then can beautiful words like justice, freedom, and the rule of law truly take root and flourish. So, how did humanity manage to tame power? This incredible achievement is the flower that liberalism bloomed after overcoming countless obstacles. It's the fruit of more than 2,000 years of deep political philosophy. Now, I know what you might be thinking. People often say politics is just dirty deal-making, a game of compromises and backroom bargains. But that's not true political philosophy. Real political philosophy isn't some dark art of cunning and deception. It's not about the techniques of emperors, the slyness of the fox, or the raw might of the lion. In fact, those dark Machiavellian doctrines are what plunged Europe into a prolonged period of darkness 500 years ago. True political philosophy is a rebellion against that very thinking. It dives deep into the relationship between individuals and the public sphere, all from the perspective of our rights. It explores how we, as people, coexist with the state, with society, and with one another. It forces us to re-examine the very value and purpose of the state's existence. It tackles the big questions. Where do our private rights actually come from, and where are the boundaries of public power? This is the true heart of political philosophy. It's about building a better, fairer world for everyone. This brings me to why I'm talking to you today. I want to once again recommend a course I've poured my heart into: A General History of Western Philosophy. This course is centered on the development of liberalism and systematically explains the evolution of Western political philosophy. We'll explore fundamental questions like: why was ancient Greece able to give birth to political forms so different from any other civilization? How did the church and the state, two massive powers, both oppose and compromise with each other throughout history? What's the real, often misunderstood, relationship between the Enlightenment and conservatism, or between the Enlightenment and the labor movement? And a really fascinating one: how is the general will of humanity actually formed? I will personally and carefully trace the entire development of Western political philosophy for you. You will understand how the West, through relentless exploration and struggle, finally succeeded in taming power. You'll see how liberalism became the consensus that shaped modern Western societies. And you'll learn how the West managed to escape the destructive historical cycle of order, constantly giving way to chaos. I sincerely invite you to join me in studying this course. It's a journey of discovery that I believe will be incredibly rewarding. The audio version is now fully updated and available, and the video version is nearing completion. The course includes 37 lectures, totaling over 5 hours of content. You can find it right in my shop window or through the link in the description. I genuinely believe you will gain a lot from it. Now, when we look back at this grand story of Western political philosophy, a fundamental question naturally arises: why should any of us even study political philosophy in the first place? Well, Aristotle, one of the greatest thinkers in history, famously said that man is by nature a political animal. We live in groups, in societies, in states. Political philosophy is the natural product of our collective human wisdom trying to figure out the best way to do that. Throughout all of human history, the state, as a political form, has always been present. It's been a constant in our lives. And since every single one of us is deeply affected by this political structure we live in, we have to pursue the ultimate questions. What kind of political system can actually stimulate human creativity instead of suppressing it? What kind of political form can protect people's freedom rather than chip away at it? When we start asking these questions, the study of political philosophy becomes an inevitable, necessary pursuit. To concern yourself with political philosophy is, in essence, to concern yourself with humanity itself. It's about understanding who we are, what we value, and how we can live together peacefully and productively. Leo Strauss, a contemporary master of the field, believed that political philosophy is the first philosophy. Why? Because it examines the very purpose and value of the state and society, forces us to reflect on the principles of our public life and the nature of justice. As he put it, no field is more serious than political philosophy. I deeply agree with Professor Strauss. The ideas we've been talking about, justice, freedom, rights, the rule of law, these aren't just abstract concepts. They have real-world consequences that shape every aspect of our lives. Understanding them, truly understanding them, gives us the tools to be better citizens, to advocate for a better society, and to hold power accountable. When all of us together can see through the fog and understand the true essence of politics, not the dirty game but the noble pursuit of a just society, we will inevitably usher in a comprehensive and positive transformation of our civilization. It starts with knowledge. It starts with asking the right questions. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll consider joining the course and embarking on this journey with me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. See you next time.